I'll come to that. Let's talk about living conditions in the days you spent first at the immigration's own hold-up. How was the place like?
It was horrible. It was just a bunker, men and women combined. Like I said, there were so many
Oh, the men and women were together at the same place.
Yeah, we were together at the same place. There were people stuck there for 9 months. I felt at that point, I felt really bad because I knew there were people on the outside fighting for me, and I knew I had counsel and all of those things, but those people didn't have anybody. There was a lady that I shared a mattress with. She was Asian. She was from Vietnam, I believe, and she was there for over a month already. And she said, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to do. Her English wasn't so good. So it just made me, it really opened my eyes. It was shocking to see those things happening. Like, it was just baffling. People sharing mattresses, stuck there for 9 months without any legal representation, no court case. Like, it was just inhumane.
What were the sanitary conditions there?
There was a shower that was not functioning very well, and there were like buckets of water, like a small piece of soap to wash yourself. Yeah, it wasn't the best.
And this was shared by all of you, or you had separate bathrooms for men and women?
I was only there for one night, so I don't know if the men had a different shower or toilet. I do not recall that, but it was from what I've seen, because I was sitting in a corner, and it's not like I was walking around the cell, so I was just sitting in my corner. I could only see one washroom and one shower.
What were you sleeping on anyway?
A thin mattress.
Oh, okay, well, and everybody had their own?
No, I was sharing a mattress with another lady.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I want you to now to compare those conditions, right, to what you went through, or the conditions at the NIB. Yes, NIB place. Yeah.
At that point, because you are being overprotected, and it's like you're a national emergency, so like it feels like you're being treated like a terrorist almost, at maximum security, and everything has to be followed by protocols. And so it was very scary. Like, the first time I saw the cell, I thought this has to be a movie. Where did I end up here? It was just a dark bunker, no windows or daylight. When they closed the door, I felt so anxious because I knew, like, I'm really locked up here. There was one other lady in the cell with me. The smell was unbearable. I don't know how to describe it. What was unbearable? There was a stash of mattresses, like dirty mattresses, that I could pick one from to sleep on. The walls were very dirty. Everything was very dirty. Yeah, there was like a small piece of soap to wash yourself, no towel to dry yourself. All we got was like a small face towel for the whole time being there. No change of clothes, no change of underwear. There was nothing. There was nothing in that. It was very, yeah, like your whole humanity is just being stripped away from you, and all you have at that point is the core of who you are and your mind. I can't imagine what that lady must be going through, sitting there by herself. She was there for 4 months already, and I just felt so bad at that point. Like, it was terrifying.
How many months did you? I meant days really. Did you spend at the NIB's end?
So my first night was at immigration, then 6 days. Until Sunday, until the next Monday. Actually, yeah, a full week at NIB. And then before my deportation, they also kept me a whole day at NIB.
Now, I mean, how about treatment from the people? You talked about intimidation and the other things. Were there people who were not part of the people intimidating you? Were there individuals who were perhaps nicer to you and treated you, if you want to call it professionals there, or if you want to call it in a humane manner? Were there people like that too there?
Absolutely, absolutely. And those people know who they are. Like, I thank them for their humanity. And there definitely were some people who made it a little bit more bearable. People who did treat me with respect. Because the things, especially the immigration, the people at immigration, like the way they tried to take things from me in a forceful way. They tried to take my necklace forcefully. There were like 5 people like pulling me just to take my necklace off of my neck and things like that. It was very frightening, and if you're not a strong person, I can definitely believe that you would break in those moments, like they keep yelling at you, pushing you, pulling you, and but there definitely were some people, and so I even remember one officer asking me, like, I'm sure you hate everybody here now, and you hate immigration and Ghana. I'm like, no, I don't, because I still see that certain people are showing humanity, and they're showing kindness even in terrible situations. So I definitely don't hate anybody, and but the conditions at most of the time was just very inhuman. And all I kept saying, like, why are you guys acting like this? I'm a human. I haven't been convicted, and even if somebody convicts you or you committed a crime, even if, then you are still a human with human rights and basic human needs, and you should be treated with certain respect. You don't just yell people and deny them counsel, deny them phone calls, just lock them up like an animal, push them, pull them. You don't treat people like that, because maybe tomorrow we can meet somewhere outside, and I can still look you in the face and say hi to you. We're still human,
You set out to an African country with many will believe noble intentions. Mm-hmm. How the development moved from somebody who's partly directing traffic, doing donations in Mekpe, to becoming somehow somebody who's locked up under in some conditions you have just expressed. When you sit back and reflect, how does that make you feel, that this was not a worthwhile pursuit and that was a complete mistake coming to the Republic of Ghana?
No, I don't see it that way at all. I'm actually very grateful for the experience that I've been through. Even if it was horrible, I do see the positive in it. And I think if I wasn't exposed to the things I've been through, I would never realize how bad the situation really is. And I feel rather inspired to be a voice of the voiceless who are going through similar situations. Because the truth of the matter is, if it wasn't for me being a public figure or being European, like, nobody would care. And there are so many people stuck in there, and people who went through similar situations and who had their human rights violated, but no one listens to them. So I rather feel inspired by being a voice for them. And I do hope to create a positive change in that aspect. So I don't think me coming to Ghana and doing what I did was a mistake. I mean, that video that I put out for the new force, it changed my life completely, but I would do it again.
I'll come to that in a second. I mean, many will say these are the conditions that people have lived in for God knows how long. You referenced some of them, right? And that this is what we have here in the Republic of Ghana. So, I mean, you just had to make do with what we had as the conditions here. The fact that you might not have been used to that doesn't mean that it is that abhorrent. The thinking here is, was it necessarily because of your experience, or you feel there is real change that ought to happen in the places you were kept and how you were treated, and how others might possibly been treated too?
Yeah, I do think we need change in those aspects. Like you said, there are so many people who've been going through these conditions for years and years. And of course we know, but once you're being exposed to it and when you're in the same position, that is only when you can really understand and really feel the pain of those people. And, if it takes that for me to share the story with the world and let the world know what is really going on and create a positive impact, I would love to do, then I'm very happy to do that. I do think like, we should respect human rights. I'm not saying this is just in Ghana. This is just the case in Ghana or in Africa. I know there are so many places world. Sorry.